When you entered the industry with Manmadhudu, going through that phase to this phase, like how do you find yourself?
Interesting, because I still feel quite old school. Like, it's
What is the actual reason behind your vanishing? There will be an inner thought like, okay, my daughter will see this role or my son will see this specific movie.
I'm not going to reject a role because my children are going to see. Somebody told me the other day, Anshu, you're younger than Deepika Padukone. I was like, oh yeah, I am. So
How are you planning your second innings?
I said to my husband, I feel like this is a sign from the universe. Like,
Hi Anshu, not Ambani.
thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Dheeraj from Filmy Focus.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah. So Anshu, you have been speaking about the film since the morning,
Yes.
about Mazaka and your experiences coming back to the industry after 23 years long. So fine, everything is fine. But I wanted to know two things. First, like when you entered the industry with Manmadhudu and Raghavendra continuation, and also you played a guest role in Missama. Missama and Jay in
Yes,
Tamil.
yes.
It's a remake of Adi, NTR's film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So in a specific timeline of 3 years, you have done around 3 to 4 films, and you just vanished. Like you're more into the studies. Like you have pursued your favorite education, and you are a therapist.
Yes.
You are a therapist. So coming back to the industry. So in this meanwhile, haven't you tried earlier that to enter the industry or?
It was always there at the back of my mind for a long time. I'm not going to deny that. I just didn't think I had it in me. I just thought I lost that opportunity. I had the chance and I chose to study. Now no one's going to want me back. They won't believe me, they won't trust me. They think I'll just go back home. She's a foreigner anyway. She can just catch a flight and leave, So I started thinking they must be thinking this. And I wasn't at the best place, even shape-wise, of my life. I'd given birth to 2 kids. My body had gone through so many changes. When you're a new mom, it's relentless. You're going through postpartum, you're looking after your children, you're not getting any sleep. I was in such a different zone. The first few years of your life just go like that. But it was always there. It's almost like a young child dreaming of becoming a heroine. It became like that for me. Okay. And then that dream, I guess, I turned into reality now, I guess.
So in this specific timeline of 23 years, was it desperation or your passion to come back into the films?
Definitely not desperation. Passion for sure. Passion, yeah.
Okay. So passion in the sense like, you have been introduced into the glam world during a very early stage of your life, around 15 to 16 years,
Yes.
sort of, yeah. So going through the phase of the glam life and the glam world at that specific age, and getting to know about the industry and understanding the industry at this specific age, what is the kind of difference you're feeling, and going through that phase to this phase, like how do you find yourself?
I'll be honest, I don't think I really knew the industry back then. I did these couple of films. Manmadhudu happened very seamlessly for me. Raghavendra was a natural progression and the other 2 just happened. So I never had to struggle as such. It was just all one after the other. So I don't think I actually really knew how the industry works. There was no concept of managers back then. I just had my father with me. But actually, I feel like whilst being away, I've learned so much more about the industry just by following articles, watching movies, following pages on Facebook. Not that I use that anymore, but like it all started on Instagram. You feel like actually this is what it's like. And now I'm here, I'm seeing it firsthand. So I feel like I have that, I guess, emotional maturity, the education of the industry more now than I did back then. I was just an innocent young girl doing something that I thought was just fun and yay, not really taking it seriously. But yeah, it's totally different now.
Okay. So how do you find this evolution?
It's interesting because I still feel quite old school. Like, we didn't do all these, we did interviews, 2 or 3, and I didn't say much. I didn't have much to say. That's where I felt I was lacking the education, hence why it was really important for me to continue with that. But yeah, it's definitely changed. There's a gazillion events just to promote a film. I think back then there wasn't much. And I also feel that social media plays such a big part. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You're constantly in people's face, day in, day out, which can be a little scary as well. There's no curiosity about actors anymore because you kind of see their world. But I guess you have to move with the times, right? And yeah, big change. But I still like the old school way. Like this for me today is quite overwhelming doing all these interviews, but it's been fun, but still quite heavy duty. Yeah.
Okay. So after Jay,
Yes.
specifically after Jay with Prashant, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Prashant, Jeans Prashant.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So after Jay, so what is the actual reason behind your vanishing?
That was the reason. I had to do my studies. I really had to study.
So weren't you contacted by anyone else from the industry, from Telugu or Tamil industries?
No,
Because
I
even
think-
your Tamil film was a hit during that specific time in 2003 or something.
I don't remember the outcome of that film, I'm not going to lie, but no, I didn't, because I think we had told a few people that we're going to return now, and yeah, so I never really got contacted. The only time I got contacted was maybe July 2023, directly by Annapurna Studios. So complete 360, and they just asked if I could kindly do a video bite, and I was like, yes.
That
And
is for
then-
the 20 years of Manmadhudu.
Yeah. And then when I did it, that video bite just went a bit viral. And then I said to my husband, I feel like this is a sign from the universe. Like this means something, Sachin, you know? And yeah, he just supported what I wanted to do. And now I'm here. So I came to Hyderabad for the first time after 2 decades. This time last year, Feb 24. So yeah.
Okay. So then, while you are acting in Manmadhudu and Raghavendra, you are a little bit of amateur, like you didn't know what was happening around it. You might not have the complete idea of the industry, and like you might not have the authority to select the movies as well. Like it would, like
It
you
would
were
be my
mentioning.
dad, yeah. It'd be my dad.
Father.
And he was very protective as well.
Yeah, protected as well. But since then, so then it was your father or your uncle who was a cinematographer.
Yeah, he
referred
introduced
you.
me to the
Annapurna Studios.
Yeah.
So, but now you are a mother of 2 kids. Like you are now you are a therapist. Like you understand the people. You more than understanding the people, you even understand their thoughts as well.
Everything.
Yeah.
I can't help but analyze people straight
That's
away.
That's what. So, so while accepting any specific films or while discussing any offers, sort of thing. So, what has changed for Anshu then in 2000 and now in 2025?
You know what? It's really simple. I was just a kid. I'm a grown woman now. I'm educated. I'm strong. And the one thing that never lies is your gut. Your gut instinct is everything. If I don't get a good energy or something's off, I'm never speaking to you again. Like that's, and it's just so easy to make those decisions now. When you're young, you're a bit vulnerable. You're a people pleaser. You just say yes, yes, yes to everything. I don't do that anymore, because if I do that now, I'm not setting a good example to my children, and I'm raising strong kids. And yeah, I put a quote on my Insta story today, in fact. It was something on the lines of, be the adult that you wish you had as a child. And that really just stuck with me. So yeah, I'm just quite, I listen to my gut instinct. I make the decisions, like, you know, I'm just solo. I'll do what I think is right. And yeah, like, I don't know. I guess, you know, another thing is, because I've come obviously from London, and, you know, I'm not that familiar with how things work, although I am familiar, but, you know, my goal is not the same as many actresses here. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them want to sign 5-6 films a year and be working with all the big stars. That's really not my goal. I want to do good work. The success for me is how I've made people feel from my work, and not the outcome of the film. Obviously, a hit is a bonus and it's an icing on the cake. But for me, it's just, I want to do good work. A couple of films a year is perfect for me. You know, I've got other responsibilities. I just love the balance. I love, like, that I've got the best of both worlds. I can just come and go and work and enjoy being here. I've got so many friends here. My family live in Hyderabad as well. So yeah, my mother's sister, my Masi, she lives here. So it's like home away from home.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So now, being a mother of 2 kids, what is the change that you might consider while accepting a role?
I don't think me being a mother changes anything. Yeah, I don't think it does. And I think at one time it probably did, but it's quite nice to see a lot of actresses who are now married. They've got children and they're still working. That's really lovely to see, because the day you got married, that's it. You're out. Like, you're not.
It used to be earlier, but now.
Yeah, now it's not like that. So it's lovely to see. And, you know, I don't think it changes anything. Obviously, I I'd like a bit more structure, know my dates and things. You can plan your life, but I think that's normal anyway. But
there will be in a thought like, okay, my daughter will see this role or my son will see this specific movie. So does that?
No, that's never crossed my mind. You've given me something to think about. You've planted a seed. No, I guess no, it's never really crossed my mind. And you know what? I'll be honest. It depends on the role, the requirement. I'm not going to reject a role because my children are going to see. They need to have that emotional maturity at some point, which won't be now, to know that it's a job. They haven't seen my movies, and that's not because I've chosen not to show them. There's nothing shameful in the films that I've done. It's just they won't get it right now. But as they grow older, they're 9 and 7, I'll say, look, mama, But they're coming to see Mazaka, and I know my...
But do they know that you're an actress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do, like when you told them for the first time that you're an actress and you're quite popular during Manmadhudu.
My son didn't understand. He's just like, does that mean you're famous? Does that mean, but then why doesn't anyone know who you are here? But then slowly, when we go to areas where there are South Indians, then they kind of see like people have stopped for pictures. I remember once we went for a McDonald's drive-through and the lady that was taking the payment, she just said, are you Anshu? And my daughter's sitting there and she goes, can I get a quick selfie? I was like, yeah, of course. And then I was looking at Shana, I was like, this is your mama, but she was just like, oh, that's just one person, mom. But no, it will be definitely, I think they'll be shocked when they come next week, when they really see how it is and what mummy's been doing.
So they will be shocked to know the culture as well.
Yeah. They've been coming to India every year, but to be honest, the last time we traveled was in 2019 and then COVID happened. And I remember we'd often go to Delhi, but then the news about lack of oxygen and stuff really freaked us out. So we just stopped going. But now there's every reason to, I still carried on going, but I never brought my kids back because even at that trip, they got a bit unwell. So I was just a bit like, oh, maybe we should avoid going for some time. Okay. As a family anyway.
Cool. So Anshu, I was going through your Instagram profile. So I found one quote about success. So it was in the early stages of around some 2016 or something.
Oh, you're asking me to remember that. Okay, what was the quote?
I don't remember the exact quote, but it is about the success and it like how you process it. So I was like, okay, like being a therapist and understanding the people thoughts and understanding the surroundings, acknowledging that success is a process is something that the current generation should also know.
Yeah. I've said this before in some other interviews as well. I don't think you actually learn much from it. It's the failures that really teach you things. And when you do get success, that's wonderful. That's fantastic. You deserve it. But just remember to stay humble. Don't forget your roots. Be kind. Just be yourself. Obviously, it's hard when you have success. You must have a flurry of people coming more to you. That might be overwhelming. Then naturally you'll get irritated. So that happens. But it's just really finding that way to control those emotions. And it's not easy. It takes time to get used to and to build on. As a therapist, even today, I get irritation, but I quickly snap out of it. I remind myself and I bring myself back because I know how to. But many people don't know how to, and this is where I support them with that.
Oh. Yeah. So, in the second innings of your career, so your first innings was it was a smasher in the start, and you suddenly disappeared. Like, how are you planning your second innings?
You know what? I don't plan anything. That's the problem with me. Okay. I just let things happen. Whatever's...
No, not about like planning for the next 5 years or 10 years, but how are you going to evolve in the second innings of your career?
I really don't know, but I visualize getting good projects. It may not be straight away. It may not be in the next few months. It could be next year. But I still visualize me doing good work. I can only say that I'll work hard. I'll be disciplined. I'm a workaholic anyway. I love being on set. I have fun. It's something I want to do. I love doing these Telugu lessons and learning my lines. I love the whole process. So only goodness can come out of that. And the bonus will be if people like my performance and they want to see me again, then hopefully they'll cast me again. But I said this again in a few interviews. I just want to have no regrets when I wake up as an old lady. And I don't want to wake up and feel like, oh, I could have done this in my 30s, but I was too scared. At least I know if I wake up as an old lady, I can say, I tried that in my 30s. It didn't work out, but at least I tried. I won't feel angry about it. But I hope that won't happen. It'll still be, I'll get something from this. But, I'm really like that. I don't want to have regrets.
That should be the positive attitude, without having any regrets.
Yeah, just go for it. And I always say this to even my children. When you get an opportunity, instead of saying, no, take it. If you don't like it, you don't have to pursue it. But you never know where that opportunity can lead to. So give it a go. You don't like it, drop it. If you like it and things work out, you just don't know where that can lead to. So, and this is not, obviously right now it seems like I'm talking about acting, but this is in any profession. Don't limit yourself. Don't give yourself that limiting belief. Like, there was one limiting belief I had. This is what delayed everything here. No one's going to want me. I don't look good anymore. I don't even know the language. All these actresses are so pretty. They've all had this work done. I just make, and I'd just find any excuse. Yeah, that was me. That's me. I did that to me. I had to break that shell, basically. So stop putting limiting beliefs. If you want to set up a company, or if you're even, for example, in media and you want to set up your own media house, and you just believe that you're doing it, you can do it, visualize it, start seeing things, write your affirmations, do a vision board, and just keep believing. And naturally, when you feel those things, you think those things, you believe those things, you will automatically act accordingly, which will make that shift in any profession, not just in acting, in any profession. It's strange. My husband when I used to talk to him about stuff like that, he'd always just look at me like, oh, here we go again. But I'm telling you, I made him read one book. And he's a readaholic. He loves to read. I made him read one book. And he said, do I have to? I said, I've never asked you to do anything for me. Please, can you read this book? And I'm not kidding you, within 3 months, his world has turned 360. It's a book called Law of Attraction. There's hundreds of books on Law of Attraction, but this one's specifically written by Mitesh Khatri and Indu Agarwal. They're a couple based in Pune. And it's the most simple book. Even my 9-year-old daughter can read that. It's very simplified, but, it's very powerful, very powerful.
Okay. So you're talking about the opportunity,
Yes.
grabbing an opportunity. So is playing the motherly role for Sandeep Kishan your desired opportunity?
I'm not playing a mother in this film.
Motherly role.
I like how you worded that.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's on that. Yeah, because everyone's like, you're playing a mother role. I'm like, no, I'm not. But yeah, there is motherly elements to this role. Obviously, it was a bit awkward because we're practically the same age. Do you know what I mean? That is a bit awkward. But I think we've made it work. I asked Prasanna Garu when he narrated the script, I was like, do I look that old? He said no, but we want you to be like a very young glam, somebody in her early 40s, never married, no widow, nothing. She's just been single. I was like, okay, I can rock that. I was like, we can give that a go. But yeah, that was there. But I guess, again, it's you're acting, right? So you have to convince the audience. And I'm hoping the focus is not so much on that, because really it's about me and Rao sir and Sandeep's sort of around that
But
service.
there is an element of motherly.
Yeah, definitely.
So
And I hope I've done justice to that.
Okay. No, it's not about doing the justice or something. So the thing is, you might had an idea of getting back into the industry in a different type of role, obviously, not being a motherly role or.
Well, I am a lot older. I wouldn't have come back. I don't want to put a limiting belief. Married women with kids can come back as heroines. I'm not denying that, but I guess we'll have to see. Nothing's stopping me even now, right? And I think this is a good role. Yeah, okay. And I want to do different. I don't need to follow the trends. You have to work with young heroes, big actors. It'd be great if I did, but also I want to have so much confidence in my decision making that people are like, wow, she broke the norm. She's doing something that people would not have expected. And it's good because I like a challenge. I'm not a follower. I'm a bit of a leader like that. I want to do what I want to do. And if I trust the writer and the director, and I know that they'll take the best out of me, I'm all game. I'm all for it.
Okay. Personally, I do feel that the actresses who were heroines once coming back to the industry in their second innings. Like there is Abhirami, who recently entered the film industry entered her second innings with Seripoda Senevaram sort of things, and she played a mother role for Nani. And there is other actress Sangeeta. She also got into the entered the second phase. So I feel known people playing the key roles rather than some other artists. So it would be easy for the audience to like they will get a gist of the character. They will get a gist of okay, she's the heroine. There will be a memory set in the mind saying that okay, she's the like it will be there will be a resemblance sort of thing. So I feel people playing getting into the films for the second phase and playing key roles would be much better than dragging some other actors into the specific roles. So that's what I felt when Abhirami or you or Sangeeta getting back into the film industry.
Were the roles that they did quite glam, or was it more just mother characters?
Glam or something. Yeah. So it was never a glam for the actresses who were coming into this for the second innings especially. Because Sangeeta, she entered quite long back, but the films like Masuda and all, she got very huge response for these films. And for Abhirami, it was like 2 to 3 films, but Seripoda Senevaram is something which made an impact for her in the second innings. Amazing. She's been acting in Kannada and the Malayalam films as well. It's been very.
Is that the one where he fights on Saturday?
Sorry?
Is that the one where he fights on a Saturday?
Yeah, only on Saturday.
I saw that one, so I know the character.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's Abhirami.
Yes, okay.
So she's the heroine in Kamal Hassan's film.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah. So I feel very like I have been watching these actors, you people actresses since my early stages, like in Manmadhudu and all these actresses, and getting back meeting them like this, I feel overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah. So I guess it's a really difficult. See, it's also difficult for me because I don't know where I stand because I've been MIA for so long. I don't know where I fit because I'm not the younger heroines, but I'm not quite the older ones either. You know, somebody told me the other day, Anshu, you're younger than Deepika Padukone. I was like, oh yeah, I am. So where do I fit? Do you understand? So I think for me, it's like, let's see what happens from this.
It might take some time, but you'll find it.
Yeah, and then I guess people in the industry who watch the film can visualize me in certain roles. Now they'll see what I actually look like. Because before, I think people just naturally thought I'd become very old. And then when they saw me on Instagram or met with me, they're like, hang on, you know, we can't cast her for this because she doesn't look like what we imagined. So, which is great. At least that's direct. I like it when people are just direct.
And one more thing, I was like, so you were interacting with the media in the morning. So then you were saying that, okay, I had only 1,000 followers in the Instagram when initially...
I didn't care, but yeah.
Yeah, so which you didn't care and you were like 1,000 followers, like no one actually acknowledges that. Yeah. So I was like, oh, why? She's like, you're an outspoken person, like we understood that, but someone like giving the info like, okay, I have only 1,000 followers when I initially started and only the Manmadhudu re-release got me the maximum number of followers or something. Yeah, which is true, but I'd never seen someone who blatantly accepts that. I'm not just
anyone. Like I said, I'm not a follower. I don't, you know, I just do. Okay. But I like how I am,
so,
you know.
So being so like soft-spoken, how hard it is to do the role with lots of comedy and that too massy comedy.
It's okay. It's fine. It's what I love doing. I love acting. It's a challenge, right?
Okay.
So yeah, it was absolutely fine.
So for the dialogues, you're still counting the numbers or you're learning the lines?
So thankfully they gave me my scene papers in advance. So I did a lot of homework. So I was in a good space. Then there were some lines that were so long. So they prompted me on set, which worked fine. There was some we did mixture of Hindi and Telugu, which worked also. So we broke it up and it worked. So I think it's looking fine. And obviously I've recently started my Telugu lessons. So that's a process that I'll be continuing with regardless of whether I have other movies or not. I think that's just something I want to invest in. So twice a week I get homework. I'm a student again. But I love it. And I love that my children see me on my, there's an app called Preply and I have my Telugu teacher there. Her name's Sureka Garu. She's the best. But she's so patient and she'll go step by step. You know, every week she'll have her PowerPoint out. We can do this on pictures and then I'm printing it and cutting it and putting it on my book like a student, literally. So yeah.
So you're planning to shift to Hyderabad by any chance?
I feel like I'm here all the time anyway.
No, being here is fine, but shifting here is different.
It's different. I would love to. It just depends how things go for me. I mean, if I'm busy, then yeah, it makes
Will you be
sense.
able to manage that motherhood in London and here?
You make it work. You just make it work. I think a lot of actors do this, right? Especially in the western parts of the world, and even in like North India. Like you're seeing a lot of actresses who have kids and they're traveling, and you just make it work, and it will work. It's I remember when I was expecting my daughter, and I said to my husband, "Oh my God, but we have to do this and we have to do that, and how are we going to do this? But a baby's coming," and he was like, "It's fine, chill. We'll make it work." And all these logistics, you figure it out. You just have to put yourself in the deep end. But I'm ready. I'm ready to stay. There's no going back.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. So finally, with Mazaka, specifically trying the comedy genre for the first time. Not for the first time, like you did a similar comedy, minimal comedy in Raghavendra, but that's a very minimal, but it's a hilarious ride in Mazaka. Like what kind of reception you're expecting?
The thing is, I myself am not doing the comedy directly. It's very much me.
Around you or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of me being moody, arrogant, frustrated, and then the comedy coming to me, if that makes sense. The other person doing it. It's just great. You're gonna love it.
Okay, so more of reaction comedy.
Basically. But yeah, it was just fun. Even I was laughing during the set. And in fact, a couple of times I had to hold myself. I was like, I'm not ready. Can you give me 2 minutes? I need to stop laughing. Can you believe? Like Trinada Garu is just magic, honestly. The way he gets, everyone going. And I think what's been amazing with this, we've been doing such long shoots, day, night, everything. But the DOP, sir, all of us, we're not even like complaining or anything because we're literally having such a laugh on set. So I'm hoping the audience will love it just as much.
Okay. So thank you, Anshu. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Anshu, not Ambani.
Oh, thank you so much. It was lovely speaking with you. Take care.